Hey gamers, welcome to Board Game TV. It's Adventure Monday, and we're going to be playing my brand new thing of The Walking Dead No Sanctuary. As you can see, I got the board up and everything. First of all, why is this on Adventure Monday and not Terror Tuesday? Well, I don't really consider The Walking Dead a horror thing, especially these days. It's more about the humans and stuff like that, so it's more of an adventure to me. It's not really so much horror. So, I don't think it really ever really was about a horror. It's never really been about zombies, except for maybe a little bit the first couple seasons, but especially now it's not about the zombies. So we're going to put this in Adventure Mondays. And we're going to be playing the standalone first scenario, because we're going to try to play this by seasons. The Days Gone By scenario sheet. As you can see, we start with Wounded Rick in the hospital here. Here's Wounded Rick. And Morgan is our ally here, just like in the episode. And he's right here. And as you can see, we have another zombies on the board. Search cards, everything like that. And we have one special zombie we had to put on the board, a gas mask zombie. And he's got a little special rules for him. It's when this figure moves into a survivor space, each survivor in that space suffers one stress. This is my first playthrough for this scenario. This scenario has been a little different than the other ones, but we'll try to chug it along. Basically, what we want to do is we want to get Rick to get to Objective A, where he switches from Wounded Rick to Survivor Rick. And we can get his little Rick figure and put that on the board. And then after that, we want to get our morale maxed out and Rick on the edge of the map to advance the objective. And once we do that, we can win. Now normally, if morale goes to 0 in this game, you lose. But this scenario is a little different. The morale starts at 0. And we got to build it up. Now the way we can do that is at the start of the objective phase, if both survivors are in the same space, gain 1 morale. The start of the objective phase, if there are no walkers within range of one of either survivor, gain 1 morale. When a survivor draws an equipment or research card, gain 1 morale. When survivor draws objective A, gain 3 morale. So once we get this, it's going to gain morale just 3 automatically to do that. So let's go. We'll go ahead and start. And we'll start with the planning phase here. And it says each player draws 1 survivor card from his or her survivor deck. Okay, so I want to draw 1 card here. As you can see, I got some cards there. The leader then draws 2 event cards, choosing 1 to keep and 1 to neglect. The neglect happens immediately. Okay, so it tells us what cards to put in our deck here. So we're going to draw 2 cards and we're going to see what we get. Each survivor on a tile with at least 1 walker suffers 1 stress. Well, okay, that may look like each survivor in a building with no search card suffers 1 stress. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to neglect this one right here, because we don't have anything here. After defeating a walker, survivor. This is the worst one though, because each survivor, we don't have any survivors on the tile right now with at least 1 walker, so we won't suffer any stress if we neglect this. However, he would suffer a stress because he's in a different building than this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and discard that card, and we're going to keep this card. And what we're going to try to do is, during activation, a survivor in a building with search cards may discard 1 stress. Well, we don't have any stress right now, so maybe we get some, but we'll put that there, and that's that. Okay. Starting with the leader, each player takes a turn. During his or her turn, that player must play 1 survivor card from his or her hand, and they may perform 1 maneuver and 1 action. Now, let's see what I want to play. Heal 2. Well, I don't need to do any of that. You may move 1 space. If there are no enemies in your space, lose 1 stress. Well, he's not good at that one. He's good at interact better than anything. I guess let's see what Morgan. See, I have a green card here. You can have green, red, or yellow. Now, since we're playing solo, we don't have any other survivors. We have what they call allies, and Morgan is our ally. Okay. And so if I played a green card, Morgan will do, I could do the green thing on here. If I played a yellow, if I wanted to do his maneuver thing, I would do yellow, and if I wanted to do that red, I would do the red. But let's see. I probably want to get Rick. I can move him 2 spaces. Now, you cannot move diagonal in this game. That's another thing about this game. It's a little, I guess it's a little weird. You can't move diagonal. Even the zombies can't move diagonal. So everybody's just going to move straight. I want to get Rick down here as quick as possible to get his regular deck. And I know Morgan, either way, I'm going to, confront a zombie. So, here, he. I'll just go ahead and heal 2. I'll discard this card. We're going to play a red. We'll discard that card. And I'm going to do some maneuvers here. Now, as for maneuvers, you can move 2 spaces or stand up if you're knocked down. You can hide, which will reduce the threat by 1. Then if there are no enemies in your space, discard 1 stress. You can gain 1 focus. You can perform 1 resource maneuver. Alright. And that is like, if I had we have tokens for food, ammunition, and materials. So like if I wanted to heal, I could take a couple food tokens, because whenever you find a food token or ammo or a resource material token, you put it in this little pool here for each one. And if I wanted to heal, I could take some food. If I wanted to kill a zombie, I could discard, take one off ammo off there, and then defeat 1 walker in line of sight. And if I wanted to place a barricade, I could. Now, line of sight. Line of sight in this game is really only blocked by buildings. So I'm just going to move this to show you real quick. Let's say Rick was here and he has a gun, and this zombie was here. Well, that's a straight shot. Rick could kill that zombie. But buildings block line of sight. So, like if Morgan had a gun and this zombie was right here, Morgan could not shoot that zombie. Okay, now you can choose to do this maneuver on a card here. This is an interact card. Let's say I chose to do it. Now Rick's not good at interact, really. He's good at interact. So I would roll 3 dice. These 3 dice, and these are successes, of course. That's real easy. These are exerts, focus, and that's it that comes on these die. So if I were to roll 1 success, I'm automatically going to be able to do this part right here. If If I were to roll 1 success, I would lose 1 stress, and if I were to roll 2 successes, I could draw 1 search card. I could choose. Now, however, if I wanted to exert, since this is the interact ability, I could exert, and because of this up here. However, I could turn a focus into a success. However, if I were playing the green card, as you can see, I couldn't turn a focus into a success if I'm trying to do an interact action, because this is not an interact card. If I have stress, for every stress you get, you have to roll a stress die. So you would roll these 3 die and then plus your stress die. And like, as you can see, if I rolled the crossbones, skull and bones, this thing tells me I would have to discard 1 focus. And then there's blank on a lot of other sides, and then you have the little lightning bolt thing here. Let me see, I forget what that does. That's a threat. That's right. You'd raise the threat up. But but I'm not playing that card. I mean, I have to play the card. I have to discard it, because in this game, your health is your card pile, your stack. So I don't want to. I have to discard it. I have to get rid of it no matter what. But I don't have to play it. I can do maneuver and an action. And as you can see, my maneuvers here. Now my actions, I can attack. I can knock down 1 enemy in your space. I can search, draw 1 search card. And that's an interact. See how you can do 1 action for each thing. Assist would be coordinate. And if I were to do an assist action, I'd roll 1 die. If I were to do a search interact action, I would roll 3 die. If I were to do a grapple attack action, I would roll 2 die. Those are what the stats mean. And I'm tempted to actually search there, but I'm also tempted to, well, you know, if I move, shoot, either way I'm going to get popped, because the zombies will move. You know what, we're going to do this. We're going to move 1. Okay, we're going to move to that search pile. Now, the decks are pre-done as well. You can have material. Sometimes you would have objectives in there, but this one doesn't have any objectives in there. You would have material. I think you have material, equipment, and hazards. There are hazards in there. So if I search, I take a risk doing that. But I don't have any stress. So let's go ahead and interact. I'm gonna do 3 die, and we'll roll. Okay, well, I got 2 successes and a focus. I don't have a focus token. You can get focus tokens, and you can spend a focus token, turn it into success. But 2 is good enough. That's fine. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gain the top card. Now I can gain 1 resource of my choice and draw an extra search card. You know what? I am going to do that. We're going to gain. Let's gain an ammo. We're going to gain an ammo, and I'm going to draw the top card. That's a flare equipment. During your activation, choose an adjacent space. Move all walkers from each space adjacent to the chosen space into the chosen space and discard this card. Okay. And I search again. I get another one. And let's see, stash. Gain 2 resource tokens of your choice, then discard this card. Okay. Let's gain a food and a material. Okay, now that's Rick. So there we go. If I were to assist, I'd gain a trust, knock down 1 enemy in your space if I were to grapple. Okay, so alright. Now it's Morgan's turn. Now I played a red. And I'm thinking about doing that because I can't move diagonally. I can move into this space. I can move into this space. I don't have to defeat one enemy within range 1. That's actually not a bad. Discard 1 material and 1 action die to your action pool and remove 1 stress die. Discard 1 material to defeat 1 enemy in space matching the top card of the map discard pile. Well, we don't have any of that yet. But I could defeat 1. I could do that as a maneuver and then move. That actually probably wouldn't be too bad. I get 2 die. I can discard 1 material to gain another action die. Defeat one enemy within range 1. Is that range 1 here? Let me check something on that. Okay, so the rule book is not exactly the clearest, but it does say that range 1 is any square surrounding the one that you're in. So I could defeat this one, or I could defeat this one if I get a success. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do that. Now I have 2 die. Now I am going to discard a material. I'll discard a barricade here. And that gives me an extra die. So I need at least 1 success. Okay, well, wow. That was freaking close. Okay, well, I had 2 focus and one success, so I'm able to do that. I guess a good thing I didn't need to do the second one. So I defeated the walker. Now, when you defeat a walker, you can put them in the reserve pile. Okay, and that is the maneuver I'm going to do with that one, and then I'm going to do my. Sorry, that's my. See, I don't know if those things are maneuvers or actions. Let me see. Okay, an ally may perform an action on his or her ally sheet that does not match your code by spending 1 trust. Okay, well. Does not play survivor cards. He may use the actions on the actions and maneuvers reference card or on the ally sheet. Okay, so these are actions. Okay, so I can do my maneuver, and I'm going to move 1, 2. I'm moving him there. Okay, because it specifically says on the line before that if I choose one of these actions that's against the color, only way I can do that without getting in trouble is spending a trust. Okay, but I can't search. I already did my maneuver, and that was a search. Okay, so the next part is... Alright, so I've done both heroes, event phase. After each player has taken a turn, resolve the special rule in play. Okay, well, there is no special rule in play, as well as the active event. A survivor in a building with search cards may discard 1 stress. Well, I am in a building. I have both of them in there, so I could get rid of stress, but I don't. I don't need to. If no players perform the chosen event, the leader suffers 1 stress token. Well, see, that's crap. I am in a thing with. I'm going to say I went ahead and passed that because may discard 1 stress. That building was, that's the only problem is I didn't do it to the letter, but I don't know. I don't know, man. That's kind of... I'm going to go ahead and suffer a stress. I did not get rid of a stress. So, Rick, you suffer 1 stress. There you go. Okay, walker phase. Each ready walker activates. The new walkers are placed on the map based on the threat track and positioned according to the map cards. Well, we don't have any... We're on 0 on the threat track. Alright, so each ready walker activates. Well, all of our walkers are ready. So, first we have a map card. Let's figure this out. This is how this goes. It tells you which way they're going to technically move, north or south. So this way, they would move north and south. And for every threat, we'd put a new zombie on the board where this little red dot is, and then we'd have to get another card if we had another threat and stuff, so on. However, we didn't have any threats this turn, so let's move all the zombies. Now, of course, we're going to move him north. He'll move north. He'll move north. She'll move south. He'll move that way, north. And she's in the building, can't see him, so it would make sense. And she's moving north. Okay. No attacking or nothing like that. We wouldn't put any new walkers on the board. Now the objective phase. Alright, check for objectives. Okay, now at the start of the objective phase, if both survivors are in the same space, gain 1 morale. Well, they're not. At the start of the objective phase, if there are no walkers within range 1 of either survivor, gain 1 morale. Okay, if there are no walkers within range of either, well, that's not going to happen on that because we have one that's in range 1 of this one. When a survivor draws an equipment or resource card, gain 1 morale. Okay, now I gain 2 morale because remember I drew 2 cards, so we're going up to 2. Okay. And that is it. And then we start all over again with the planning phase. Which is I have to draw 2 cards and figure out which ones I want to do. So let's do that. Each survivor on a tile with at least 1 walker suffers 1 stress. Okay, well that's a good one to neglect. Each survivor must discard 1 food or suffer 1 stress. Okay, so we're going to neglect this one, and on a tile with at least 1 walker suffers 1 stress. Ooh, not a space, tile. Shoot. Each survivor must discard 1 food or suffer 1 stress. Ooh. Those both bad. Okay. This one, I'm going to have to gain 2 stress. This one, I would only have to gain 1 stress. So, I would discard 1 food, and I'll let Rick do that, and Morgan will gain a stress. Okay. So we neglect that one because that one was the lesser of 2 evils there. And we're going to do this one. And this one is after defeating a walker, a survivor may gain a focus. 1 focus. Okay. So there's that. Now Rick's going to draw another card. Let's see. Move 1 walker in your space into an adjacent. Heal 2. No. You may move 1 space to no enemy space. Lose 1 stress. That's actually not a bad one right there. I move 1 space. Yeah, that's actually doing you. Choose an adjacent space. Move all walkers from each space adjacent to the chosen. I want to get Rick. Alright, we'll go ahead. We'll play this interact card. Well. Ah, damn it. I don't have a yellow one. That's fine. I'll play staggered. I'll play that card. And I want to move Rick. I can try to search that last card. But I'll have to roll a stress die. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we'll take... Man, and if it's something bad... Oh, okay. Alright. We have 3 die and then a stress die. Well, hold on. Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll do that. Oh, God. That's a terrible roll here. Okay, so... I couldn't even successfully search, really. I get to draw 1 card. And that is Bag of Ammunition. Gain 2 ammunition tokens and discard this card. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. So I got plenty of ammo. However, we have a bad card. So what's going to happen on that is I think I'm going to fear. Yep. Ugh. Fear, what do I do with fear? I have to suffer 1 stress because I played this card, or I discarded it. So I assume that I have to do that. So I have to gain another stress, looks like. So Rick's at 2 stress now. However, I am going to move. I'm going to move 1, 2. Okay, so Rick's there. And now it's Morgan's turn. Now Morgan, I'm going to search as well. Morgan has 1 stress. Wow, no. I did the green, yeah. Shoot, well, if there's at least 1 search card in your building, to draw 1 search card, discard 1 more. Well, I played the green. But I'm thinking about, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about just letting him search anyways and just do a basic search. Yeah, he only has 1 die for that. And I have to roll a stress die, so let's see. Okay, well, I do only get 1 success, so I automatically get that, and it's Walker Ambush has to place 1 walker in your space and discard this card. Well, that's terrible. Okay, so now we have a walker in our space. Then we have this. Oops. Discard one material or the leader suffers one stress. Well, okay, we'll discard one ammo token. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that won't go up. Alright. Now, as Morgan has no cards. Okay. So every time you are in a space with a walker, if you wanted to leave that space, you could exert and lose one card. However, Morgan allies don't have cards. They have what they call exert tokens. These things. And if they ever get 3 exert tokens, then they would be killed. If they're killed, you lose the game. However, I don't really think I want him to leave. I think I still want him to fight this idiot zombie or try to fend it off. So we'll see. I'm going to stay in that space. I still want to search and stuff like that. I mean, there's a couple more cards here. So, that's what we do with that. Okay, so we've done all that. Alright, special rule, no. Active event. May gain 1 focus. Nobody gained a freaking focus. God damn it. That's because nobody beat a walker. I should have tried to beat a walker. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead. I guess Rick will gain a stress. And Rick is stressed out. I guess that's fine because hell, he's just woke up from a coma. He doesn't know what's going on, so hey, he's stressed out. Okay, let's do the walker phase. Each ready walker activates. Okay, well, we have a couple things that are going to happen here. We're going to draw a map card. And again, north to south. So we'll just move south, 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 north, north. And then we have this one here. So we're going to have a little fight here. Alright, so Morgan's going to have to gain an exert token here. Because he's in a space with a walker that's good and ready to go. Alright, and that's the end of their walker phase. And now let's check for objectives. No. Now, if we had other survive, like if I was playing with somebody else, since Rick is totally stressed out, I would take the leader token, which is this token, the leader, and I would pass it to somebody else and they would make the decisions. But since we're playing solo, that's not going to happen. But I thought I'd just throw that in there. Now, let's see here. We're not in the same space. There are walkers. We did not draw our research card. So we're not getting any more out. Alright. So let's do the planning phase again. So, Rick, gotta draw another card here. Hey, we finally got a yellow one. Knock down one enemy in your space. Oh, that may come in handy. Well, that may come in handy. And let's draw 2 event cards and see what we got here. What we can neglect and what we can't. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Each survivor in space with at least 1 walker must discard 1 focus or exert. Ew, that's terrible. Each survivor in a building with no search cards suffers 1 stress. Okay, well, I think I'll neglect this one because we only have 1 survivor in a building and there are search cards there. And so, we're not gonna, that's not too bad because he's not gonna suffer stress. So we'll neglect that one. And then we'll try this one right here. A survivor may spend one focus or an activation to knock down one walker in his or her space. Oh man, come on. Alright. Alright. Well, let's start with Rick. I think what I'm going to do with Rick is I think I'm actually going to perform one resource. Well, that still is going to leave me high and dry. So I think there's not much I can do with Rick. Let me look at my card. I could use the flare. I could do that. Heal 2. I might do this. Move 1 space. If there are no enemies in your space, lose 1 stress. That's actually not too bad. That's a green. And actually that would work out for Morgan. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play Wounded Rick Stagger. You may move 1 space. If there are no enemies in your space, lose 1 stress. However, if I roll... God dog it, man. And then I'll have to do that. I roll 1 die. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll move here. And I'll lose a stress. So let's get rid of that. Alright, and that's basically... that's basically... And then maybe I might do a maneuver. Let me see. A survivor may spend 1 to knock down 1 walker in his or her space. Well, that would only be that one. I couldn't decide to not search. Gain a focus and then use that focus. I can gain a focus. With him, I know I can gain a focus. And then I can do his action here, which would be green, which would correspond with Rick. If there's at least 1 search card in your building, defeat 1 enemy, which I could. And then if I get any successes, I can draw a search card. That's actually not a bad idea. If I can do that. But I'm trying to think. The Rick. I don't know. That's his maneuver. So I can do an action. And I guess I'll use the flare. Choose an adjacent space. Move all walkers from each space adjacent to the chosen space into the chosen space and discard this card. What? That's stupid. During your activation, choose an adjacent space. Okay, let's say I would choose this one. Move all walkers from each space adjacent to the chosen space into the chosen space. Well, that's not gonna... Well, this is considered adjacent. That way he wouldn't... Yeah, okay. Alright, we're gonna play that. Choose an adjacent space. We're gonna choose this space right here. Move all walkers from each space adjacent to the chosen space into the chosen space. So we can move... I can get those two off of me. This one's going to be the problem right here. Because this one's going to move either north or south, depending on the map next. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm hoping it moves north. Because if it moves north, then I got a clear path. Okay, we'll do that. We'll move this one and this one, since that's adjacent to that space, goes there. Okay, that's Rick's turn. Alright, well, remember what we're going to do with him. We're going to go ahead and do our maneuver, and we're going to gain a focus. So, let's do that. Let's gain a focus for Morgan. Okay, now we can roll. Yes, it says, it may spend one focus during activation to knock down a walker in his or her space. I can do that. Or I can not do that and have Rick suffer distress, or I can kill this guy. I think I'm going to go for killing that guy. I'll gain the focus, but I'll just... I'm not going to gain the focus. I'm going to go ahead and try to kill him. I get 3 die. Defeat if there's at least one search card in your building, which there is. Defeat one enemy. So I'm going to defeat him no matter what. Let's see what else I get. Okay, well, let's see. We're going to raise the threat 1 because of that. Well, now, shit. God damn. I can't do anything right. I can spin a focus because it was a green card. Oh, no. No. I do defeat him. There's no problem with that. So this guy's dead. That takes that thing out of there, so I don't have to worry about that. Dang, I was hoping to get another success, but okay. I didn't get another success. Okay. Oh, boy. I do have these, and basically, this was a green. Okay. And remember, this was a green as well. So, the icon identifies one of 3 characteristics. If the survivor performs an action with the corresponding characteristics during his turn, he may treat each exert result on his action die as a success. So I get to treat those 2 as successes. So I can draw 1 search card. Walker Guts. During your activation, if there are no walkers in your space, you may discard this card to lower threat by 1. Well, I'll wait for next turn. And I can either... There is no other enemy in range 1, so what I will do is I will do this one. Ammunition. Gain 1 ammunition token and discard this card. Okay. Okay, so Morgan cleared this place out. That zombie is defeated. No longer in there. Rick's kind of halfway here. We do have a threat. Remember, we had to raise that 1. So let's see what we're going to have to do. Of course, I pretty much think Rick's going to... special rules, active event. So the active event was not done. So Rick is going to have to take a stress. So he's back up to 3. This is not good, but okay. All right. Walker. All right. All walkers will activate. Let's do a. We got to do one of these. So we have a shoot. Man, what luck is that? Right in Rick's space. Come on. Okay. All right. So we got to put a walker right in Rick's space. All right. That's garbage, man. God, man, what luck? What luck is that? All right. Okay, well, that actually comes a little bit out of turn, but that's fine. It won't activate. So it comes like walkers activate first. Now we're going north and south. So we'll send her south. This one is going north. This one sees Rick, so it'll go that way. These two will move back down here. This one will move here. Okay, now this one, of course, you know, place new walkers on the map. Okay, so it is not ready. So it's not considered overrun because this was the third step. See, what happens is the walkers first is you. The walker phase is this. Replace each corpse token with a knockdown walker. Okay, we don't have any corpse tokens, but like if a survivor or a rival with humans and stuff like that, if a human had died, you would put one of these little corpse tokens where they died. Okay, so then when the walker animation, when the walker phase comes, the first thing you do is you would remove that and put a laying down walker in their space. But we don't have to worry about that, so we're not doing that. Second one is each ready walker activates. That means that a walker that is standing up activates and moves or attacks like it did with Morgan last turn. Alright, so we moved all our walkers. We did that. And there were no attacks because there were no ready walkers in any space of a hero. Okay. All knockdown walkers are stood up. Alright, and in this game you either defeat or knock down a walker. And it specifically says when you defeat, like this thing right here, defeat one enemy. When you defeat an enemy, you take the walker off the board. However, when you fight or grapple, like this where it says attack, knock down one enemy in your space, you just knock them down. They're not defeated. Okay? So all knockdown walkers are stood up. We've already done that. Alright. There were no knockdown walkers. Then place new walkers on the map. And we placed a new walker here because we had a threat of 1. Alright? And that's it. Excuse me. Alright. And then Rick is going to have to exert to move out of that space though. But that's okay. So we're going to start our next round. Well, let's see if we got any objectives done. They're not in the same space. They're all walkers. He did gain an equipment card. Okay, so Morgan did search twice and got 2 good things, so we moved the threat, the morale to 4. Okay, and so it is now, again, our planning phase. So I draw a card for Rick. Alright, well, I'll probably get rid of this one then, since I want one of each. So... This actually wouldn't be a bad card to do, but it's one of these damn things. I may just exert anyways, and then let him move 2 spaces. Yeah, I think that would probably be the best bet. Alright, let's do our 2 cards here. Let's see what we got. Each survivor must either discard 1 material from the group sheet or exert 1. We can probably do that. Each survivor must discard 1 food or suffer 1 stress. Okay, well that's lighten the load to be it. Alright, so we'll neglect that and we'll get rid of these 2 ammo tokens. And that'll be that. And this will be the one we have to do. A survivor in a building with search cards may discard 1 focus to heal 1. Well, damn it, I knew I shouldn't have used all that. Oh boy. Rick's gonna get... Okay. Alright, let's start with Rick. Now, we're gonna play this card. And we're gonna have to exert. Unless I tried that, but I mean, look at this, man. I mean, this is not... I could get rid of a trust. We have a couple trust. It would be my attack. I could knock down 1 enemy in my space, and if I get him... but he only rolls 1 die, see? Because this is one of those. So, I guess I'll exert. And I'll move him 1, 2. And then as an action, I probably won't do anything because I don't want to roll any die. Yeah. Okay. And that's it for that. Now it's Morgan's turn. And I may move Morgan into the same space. Dang it, man. A survivor in a building with a search card. I can't get to a search card. So that's not going to happen. So the only thing I really can do here is I can move Morgan 1, 2, and that's going to boost morale up because because they'll both be in the same space. But there's really nothing else I can do. I mean, yeah, I think that's probably about it. So we'll go ahead and that'll be that. Now we'll go ahead and move morale up 1. And it's at 5 now. It's not bad. And now we have to do our special rule, active event. Alright. Alright, so now we have, he's got to suffer stress. However, he's at the highest stress we can do. So we have to have like a resolution phase. And what does that mean? Well, that's group tension. Alright. Group tension reduces morale by 1. Unless each survivor discards 1 trust token. Which looks like we're going to have to do. So, we'll do this. There goes the trust. And there are several factors about resolving group tension, and I'll just go over them real quick. Just tell you what it encompasses here. Alright, so group tension reduces morale by 1. At least each survivor discards 1 trust token from his personal supply. Discarding trust is optional and literally resolves any disputes about whether or not trust is discarded. However, if one or more survivors do not have trust to discard, then no trust is discarded and morale is reduced by 1. But we were able to discard a trust. A single negative effect can only trigger once occurrence of group tension, regardless of how many conditions cannot be fulfilled. If a game effect specifically reduces morale, this is not considered group tension and players cannot cancel that morale. Alright. By default, the players should assume that at any time they cannot resolve a negative effect, group tension must be resolved. Here are some examples. A survivor must discard a trust, resource, focus, but cannot. A walker must be placed, but none remain in reserved. A survivor must suffer 1 or more stress and is unable to do so because all the stress bases are occupied. The threat track needs to be raised, but is already maxed out. So there's just some examples. So we were able to resolve that group tension alright because we each got rid of a trust. We start the game with a trust token, so there was that. However, you know, we don't want that to happen too many times. Alright, so let's go to the walker phase. All walkers are ready. We don't have any threat, so let's see which way they're going to go. North-south again. So we'll move this one here. This one goes here. And these guys go here, here, and here. Now, if no walkers within range of 1, well, see, that didn't happen. Okay. We did gain 1 because we're both in the same space. Okay. Alright, and that's it for that. So let's start our phase again. Let's draw another survivor card. Wounded Rick. Okay, I'll probably get rid of that one, but let's see what 2 cards we have here. Each survivor discards 1 trust or raises threat by 1. Eesh. Each survivor who's outside must discard 1 trust or raise threat by 1. Well, that's kind of the same damn thing. So it looks like, let me see here. Which one would be easier to complete? Now, discard 1 trust to raise morale 1. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one. We'll do the negative effect of this one. Each survivor discards 1 trust or raises threat by 1. We can't discard any trust, so we're going to have to raise the threat to 2. And there's neglect. But I think we can do this one. A survivor who's outside may spend 1 focus during his or her activation to reduce threat by 1. I think we can do that. And I'll probably keep Morgan out there. But it's Rick's turn. We'll play Self-Reliant Rick. We'll play this card. And then we'll move Rick 1, 2. Alright, we got our objective here. Boom. If objective A is locked. Okay, alright. Otherwise, take this card. Under objective A. If survivor has objective A, Rich switches from the wounded deck to his normal survivor deck, then advance the objective. Okay, so let's do that. So let's take Wounded Rick off the board. And let's put Sheriff Rick on the board. Alrighty. And then what we're going to do is we'll unlock this one and move that there. So that's done. Oh, it goes there. If morale's maxed out and Rick is on the edge of the map, advance the objective. So that's what we got to do. We got to get Rick on the edge of the map, which he kind of already is. We got to get morale maxed out. Now we're going to be able to move morale 3. So we'll be able to do that, but let's that was Rick's turn, basically. So now it's Morgan's turn. Let's figure out what we want to do with him. Now, as a survivor who's outside may spend 1 focus to reduce the threat by 1. Okay, I'm going to do that, as a matter of fact. I'm going to spend that focus, and I'm going to reduce threat by 1. Okay. And so we will do that. Alright, remove threat by 1. I guess that was his action. And let me see my maneuver here. I'll probably move him 1, 2. And so we'll get another morale from that. Okay, so that's the end of that. I'm done with that. We did complete that, so we're not going to gain a stress for Rick, which is good. Alright, so now walker phase. Alright. Walker phase. Each walker activates. Alright. Now, we do have a threat coming, so we're going to have to put a new walker on the board. And again, we're going north and south. So let's move them, and him. And we got to put a new walker on the middle space here. Alright. Okay, so we did that. Alright. Check for objectives. Alright, so. Alright, let's see here. At the start of both survivor and same space, gain 1 morale. Alright. When a survivor draws objective A, gain 3 morale. Alright. So that puts us up to 9. There are no walkers. Well, okay. So, we're okay. This turn. Looks like we'll probably be able to win this next turn. All I have to do is move these 2 guys into this space. Morale will end up going to 10. And it'll be the edge of the map. So unless somehow I lose morale, there we go. Alright, but we got to change out the deck here. Now, it says what happens is Rick switches to his normal. So to do this, shuffle the 15, then exert a number of cards equal to the number of cards in the wounded deck's exert pile. Okay, so we'll get rid of his wounded deck. And we got regular old Rick, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in the exert pile. So I already shuffled these, so we'll take the top 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put them in the exert pile, like I said to do. And then let's see, it says to draw 3 new hands, 3 new cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So they're Born Leader, Watchful Eye, and Handgun Training Rick. Okay. And now I'll start and I'll draw my card for the beginning of my turn. I probably know which one I'll get rid of. Let's do the 2 events. Each survivor must either discard 1 material from the group sheet or exert 1. Place 1 walker in your space. Well, I don't want to do that, actually. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll do this. We'll neglect this one. Each survivor must either discard 1 material from the group sheet or exert 1. Okay. Morgan will exert the ammo token. So, okay. So you won't have to exert. However, Rick will have to exert because he can't do anything. So we'll get rid of 1 of those. So he's exerted. Okay. And then this will be what we have to do. During an attack action, a survivor may spend 1 success to reduce threat by 1. Okay. Morgan's the less stressed out of the bunch. So what I'm probably going to do for Rick, let's see what Rick wants to do here. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to hide. We're going to hide. What we're going to do is reduce threat by 1. Well, threat was already at 0. However, then if there's no enemies in your space, discard 1 stress. Okay, I want to discard that stress because I think we're going to have to end up gaining some stress. And then if we gain stress and we don't have no way to resolve it, we'd lose 1 morale and we would still be back where we're at. So that's probably going to be Rick's turn right there, hide. And as far as action, I'm not going to do anything else. You may raise threat by 1 to defeat 1 enemy within range of 2. However, man, I'd end up rolling a bunch of... Well, I could still do that. But, you know, I'm in a building, so, I would roll 2 stress die. I would only roll 1 good die. That's the problem. His it's not that great. I think maybe we should just try it. I don't know. No. You and each survivor, at least 1 enemy in his or her space must suffer 1 stress. Well, there would be no. There's really no. Okay, there's no downside to it. Okay, so I get to roll 1 die. I have to roll 2 black dies. Let's see what we get. Okay, well, we're going to raise the threat by 2. You may raise threat by 1 to defeat 1 enemy within range of 2. So it's going to actually be 3. Now I can exert, because I did play this, so I can turn this into a success. Alright. I can actually defeat these 2 enemies. You may raise threat by 1 to defeat 1 enemy within range of 2. Okay? And then plus, I got a success. However, you may spend a success action to reduce threat by 1. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and kill these 2. So these 2 are dead. Okay. And the threat's up, but okay, that's fine. Now it's Morgan's turn. Morgan, I could play yellow. Can't do anything with that. Gain material. What I may do with Morgan is just... I may just gain a focus. How about that? We'll say he'll gain a focus. And that'll be it. Okay, so he'll gain a focus and then he's not doing anything else. Okay, so let's do the the event phase. Alright, we were not able to complete the active event, so we have to get a stress marker back on Rick. However, that's fine. Okay, so we did that. Now, Walker phase. Alright, so everybody's going to move. Now, we're going to put some threats on here, so, you know, let's see where everybody's going to move here. We're moving north and south, basically, so it's... But... that one here, and then we'll move that one there. And that one to go there. Okay. So let's see, we got to move threat of 3. So we're going to put a special one on the map, and a special one's going to go here. And then another threat is right here. And another threat, the last one, is right here. Okay. So that's what we have. We have a bunch of walkers there. Okay, so there's that. And now we do the objective phase. Check for objectives. Alright. At the start of the objective phase, bust 5 in the same space, gain 1 morale. Alright, so we're at 10 morale. Alright, so if the morale is maxed out and Rip is on the edge of the map, advance the objective. So we would do that. And here we go. Right there. You're a good man, Rick. The survivors win. Okay, so we won. So we got Rick there into the police station. Morgan was with him. And we won. Okay, so what can we say about this game? Well, this is not the atypical scenario that we're going to come across. This was a 2-player scenario. Now, first of all, let's go over one thing real quick. This game is different when you play solo than when you have other people. Because when you play with other people, you know, you're not supposed to tell them what cards, if you're the leader, you have. Other people, when they play their cards, they may not have the color you put down, so they will be defiant. You can gain stress. This game is actually meant to be played with more than one person. It is probably more fun playing it that way because of the whole stress, group tension, passing of the leadership type dynamic. That's number one. However, if you like me and you play, you're a solo gamer, that's fine. You lose a little bit, but that's okay. The game still can be fun. Now, this scenario was a very basic, simple scenario. We were hampered by Rick's being wounded. He didn't have as many cards. Things could have went much worse. The rules are a little wonky. The rule book doesn't explain a lot of stuff. They're just a little wonky on some things. However, this was your basic, only have one ally type scenario. It's a special scenario. It's not really meant to have much fight interaction type thing. You're just supposed to get Rick to his uniform, and then him and Morgan stick together and build morale, and poof, that's it. So this was a special scenario that was either a stretch goal or add-on or something. I think it was an add-on. But it's not yeah. We got lucky, honestly, on a few things. But however, next time we play, we're going to get into the basic, more run-of-the-mill scenarios. We'll have more group dynamic and action and stuff like that. But this was just like a prequel scenario. Kind of gets you teach the basics a little bit. Although there's still a few things I have a couple questions about, but yeah. But it is fun. It didn't seem that exciting, really. But like I said, again, the whole point was to get Rick to where he's able to fight, and then get these two guys together. And it's very simple. There's only 2 goals we really had to do. I mean, get Rick there and then max it out. That's it. So a little short, sweet, basics thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, like I said, when we play The Walking Dead, we're going to play more of a run-of-the-mill scenario. So until then, hope to see you then. And until then, have fun.